Hey there, this is John from Heroes and Legends, and this is part 6 of our Modern Masters 2015 speculation series. And today we're going to look at the top 8 cards from the Alara block that could be reprinted in Modern Masters 2015. A few rules before we get started. We are speculating on cards that were printed as a rare or a mythic rare, so no uncommons or commons. We're not counting any cards printed in the original Modern Masters. At this point, we don't have any confirmation that cards from the first set will be reprinted for the second set. And finally, cards that are currently banned in Modern will not be considered for the top 8. Having said that, we'll get started with number 8, Death Baron. And Death Baron isn't a build around me Modern card by any means, and someday it could be if Zombies becomes a more reliable strategy in Modern, but as of right now, it's more of a fringe card. It's in some fun Modern decks, you see it here and there. It's a little bit bigger in Cube and of course Commander, and because of that, the price of this card has started to creep a little high, and it'd be nice to get a reprint in players' hands. Number 7, Lord of Extinction. And here's another card that's priced a little too high for it to be truly Modern viable. However, it's a fun card for a limited environment and could be a kind of cool rare to have in your Modern Masters limited pool. Also, it's another card that sees some Cube and definitely Commander play. So again, because of that, it's carrying a pretty high price tag right now. Number 6, Finks of the Steelwind. This does see some Modern play. It's usually a reanimator strategy, and this is a great card to reanimate and get out quickly and go in for a kill. Also has protection from red, which is a big deal. And here's a card that crosses over again really into the Cube world, but also Commander, as a card that a lot of different groups of players really want to get their hands on. And again, because of that, we've seen a little bit of price creep with this card as well, so it'd be nice to get some more in the population. Number 5, Meddling Mage. And Meddling Mage is a Modern card that sees some sideboard play. It's not necessarily the go-to shutdown card strategy in Modern, but it does see a little bit of fringe play in your white and blue decks. Again, it does cross over into other formats, and because of that, this card has seen another kind of price jump over the last few years. So again, it would be nice to kind of get that into players' hands. Also, too, from a limited point of view, almost every limited set prints a card like this, so this would be a smart one, I think, to print for Modern Masters 2015 Limited. Number 4, Martial Coup. And this isn't necessarily your go-to removal spell in Modern, although some decks do play it and do use it. But again, it has a lot of broad appeal for players, and because of that, it is a very popular card. And from a limited point of view, I think it would be a great white board sweeper to have in Modern Masters. Number 3, Ajani Vengeance. And Ajani's a big planeswalker. It's got a big effect. It's only been printed, I believe, twice before. Once originally in Shards of Alara, and then again in a dual deck. So it hasn't seen a lot of printings, and because of that, the price has creeped up and up on this one. It'd be nice to get more copies in players' hands. Awesome limited card for limited play in Modern Masters. Ajani isn't a card that sees a ton of Modern play in constructed decks, but it does see some here and there. So again, it'd be a great card for limited, and let's just get more copies out there for people. Number 2, Tezzet, and he is another card that sees fringe Modern play. Not every artifact deck wants or needs him, but enough want or need him for him to start to really rise in value. And he's another card that's only seen a couple printings, once in his original form, and then again he was seen in a dual deck. But a lot of folks want to get their hands on copies of this, and much like many of the other cards on this list, it does have some crossover appeal into other formats as well, and this includes Legacy. Finally, our number 1 card from the Alara block that we feel will almost definitely be reprinted in Modern Masters 2015 is Noble Hierarch. And this one, big surprise that it did not make it into the first Modern Masters. The first Modern Masters used the Exalted mechanic. It just seemed like this card was missing. This is a card that sees homes in decks like Zoo, and it did see a home in the previous Birthing Pod deck, which Birthing Pod obviously is now banned. So Birthing Pod was such a force when the first Modern Masters was printed. I was very shocked that this card didn't see a reprint, and other cards from Birthing Pod did, and those are still valuable even with a reprint in the original Modern Masters. So very interesting that this one was missed. My only thought is maybe it was missed because they originally thought we'll just print it in the next Modern Masters with Birthing Pod, but now obviously things have changed. Now, the good news is it's still an awesome card. It's still used in decks like Zoo, which are competitive modern decks. And I guess good news and bad news. The bad news is because of that, the card is just off the charts expensive. However, if we get a reprint here, that would be great. And it's a big enough card, you could reprint this thing in the Mythic slot, and I don't think anyone would be upset to open Noble Hierarch at Mythic. So that's our top 8. Let us know in the comments below what your top 8 is, and if you think we missed any cards or anything you disagree with, please let us know. But thanks for watching, and please remember to like and subscribe, and as always, have a great day.